my name is Judith Hall and I'm a reader in Molecular Urology. So I research on all part of the urinary tract, particularly infections of the bladder, so particularly UTI infections, urinary tract infections. But I also am Director of Education for the Biosciences Institute, so I am very passionate about teaching and educating young people as well. Okay, so it wasn't immediate. It's happened over a number of years. So when I was at school, I enjoyed doing the human body, but for some reason unknown to me, I went to university and did biochemistry as my first degree. And then after that, I worked in hospital, in an NHS hospital, and then I decided I really wanted to do more research, and I started a PhD in physiology department. So I came back to my original love, what I had at school, and I worked on vitamin D metabolism. And then when I finished that, I realised that I needed to do more molecular work because things were moving on, science was moving on, and I needed to look at things at a more molecular level. So I then went and did a postdoc where I learned molecular biology and I learned cloning and all sorts of things. And to cut a long story short, I ended up working on transgenic animals and looking at the physiology of those animals. So that's where it's come from. And then I've ended up in the medical school in Newcastle where I'm working on the bladder. So. Well, I think physiology is a strange word because physiology is the study of lots of things, isn't it? Physiology is about the body, it's about how cells work, how different cells work with different hormones and such like. So there's no real definition. So I just enjoy researching on human tissues and looking to see how they work and in particularly how they respond to infection. That's my latest thing now. So it's all encompassed within the umbrella term physiology. So the key questions, well, I think I started off looking at vitamin D metabolism and how vitamin D was important for physiology, particularly in relation to bone health and aging. So that's where we focused on, and also in pregnancy, that was my PhD, but again, particularly with bone health. But then, as I've moved on, I've looked at the gut, so I've done work in the gut, looking at the physiology, looking at digestive enzymes, and can we alter them in animals, and look at the impact of those alterations to model diseases, and also work out how we can maybe alter the feed of livestock. That was my postdoc. And now what I'm doing is really looking at the physiology of the bladder. So it's epithelia. My common theme has been epithelia all the way through. And now we're just looking at the bladder and saying about the epithelia there. Because it's an area of physiology that's not, it doesn't have a good press, not many people teach it, but it is so interesting, and the diseases affect so many people in the population. So it's really trying to get young people like you interested in an area of the body. Physiology is just the study of the body and how everything works in the body. I think that physiology gives you a broad education. So physiology will take you from the molecular level right through to the whole body and all the bits that come in between. So the cells, and then the communication between the cells, the different types of cells, how they grow into epithelia and different types, how all those cells come together to produce organs, how those organs interact with other organs and microbes and things. So it is a fantastic education. It just gives you a whole range of expertise and skills and knowledge. So life is quite busy with just research and teaching and everything. But what I like to do, I like my garden, and I'm equally passionate about my garden. So I do lots of gardening, and that allows me to think. So while I'm gardening, I can actually think about my research, but in a relaxed mode, and have ideas about what I want to do and things. But I also enjoy knitting. That sounds a bit sad, doesn't it? But actually I like the challenge of making things come together in a jumper and patterns, and the more complicated the pattern, the better I like it. So I like to challenge myself, not only with my research and my teaching, but also with other things.